Hey, fight fans, welcome back to Ring Ruler, the place where we break down the most electrifying moments in boxing history. Today, we're stepping into the ring for an absolute clinic, a display of pure skill, heart, and dominance. Terence "Bud" Crawford vs. Diary Gene, October 24, 2015, at the CenturyLink Center in Omaha, Nebraska. This was Crawford's WBO junior welterweight title defense, and let me tell you, it's a fight that still has fans buzzing years later. If you love slick footwork, devastating punches, and a masterclass in ring IQ, you're in for a treat. So grab your gloves, hit that like button, and let's dive into the fight highlights that made this showdown unforgettable. Oh, and stick around to the end, we've got a special challenge for you true boxing fans out there. Let's set the stage. Terence Crawford, the pride of Omaha, was already making waves in the boxing world by 2015. With an undefeated record and a reputation for being a tactical genius, Crawford was coming off a TKO victory over Thomas Delorme to claim the vacant WBO junior welterweight title. The man was on a mission to prove he wasn't just a champion but a pound-for-pound great. On the other side, Diary Gene, the gritty Canadian contender, wasn't here to play games either. With a record of 29 wins and only one loss, Gene had faced top-tier talent like Lamont Peterson and was hungry to pull off the upset and snatch Crawford's belt. This wasn't just a fight, it was a clash of ambition, skill, and heart in front of a roaring hometown crowd for Crawford. The stakes? High. The energy? Electric. Let's get into it. Round 1 kicks off, and you can feel the tension in the air. Crawford, cool as ice, steps out in his orthodox stance, moving like a chess grandmaster plotting his checkmate. Gene, aggressive and determined, comes forward, looking to test Crawford's chin early. Gene throws a quick jab, trying to gauge the distance, but Crawford's head movement is already on another level. He slips the jab like it's nothing, circling to his left, eyes locked on Gene like a predator sizing up his prey. About a minute in, Crawford lands a crisp left hook to Gene's body, and you can see Gene wince just a bit. That's the thing about Crawford, those body shots aren't just punches, they're investments for the later rounds. Gene fires back with a combination, a right hand grazing Crawford's guard, but Bud's defense is airtight. By the end of the round, Crawford's already dictating the pace, using his jab to keep Gene at bay while setting up angles for something bigger. The crowd at Ring Ruler, you know what's coming, right? This is Crawford doing what he does best, breaking his opponent down piece by piece. Round 2, and Crawford's starting to turn up the heat. He switches to southpaw, and if you've ever watched Terence fight, you know this is where things get dangerous. The man's ambidextrous style is like trying to solve a puzzle while getting punched in the face. Gene tries to press forward, throwing a flurry of punches, but Crawford's footwork is poetry in motion. He pivots, slides, and makes Gene miss by inches. Then, bam! Crawford lands a sharp counter right hand that snaps Gene's head back. The crowd in Omaha is losing it, and here at Ring Ruler, we're right there with them. Gene's tough, though, he shakes it off and lands a solid left hook of his own, catching Crawford on the cheek. For a moment, it looks like Gene might have something to build on, but Crawford's composure is unreal. He smiles, nods, and goes right back to work, landing a double jab followed by a vicious uppercut that just misses Gene's chin. That's the story of this round. Gene's trying, but Crawford's operating on a different plane. By round 3, it's clear Crawford's in full control. He's mixing up his attack, going from body to head, orthodox to southpaw, keeping Gene guessing. Gene's still game, throwing punches with bad intentions, but he's starting to look frustrated. Crawford's defense is like a brick wall, slipping, blocking, and making Gene's punches look like they're moving in slow motion. Mid-round, Crawford lands a beautiful 3-punch combo, jab to the head, left to the body, and a right hook that catches Gene clean. Gene stumbles slightly, and the crowd senses blood. Crawford doesn't rush in, though. That's what makes him special. He's patient, methodical, picking his shots like an artist painting a masterpiece. Gene tries to rally with a looping overhand right, but Crawford ducks under it and counters with a stinging left cross. The bell rings, and you can see Gene's corner trying to pump him up, but the look in his eyes says he's starting to feel the pressure. Ring Ruler fans, are you seeing this? Crawford's not just fighting, he's schooling Gene in the art of boxing. Round 4 is where things start to unravel for Gene. Crawford's confidence is through the roof now, and he's stalking his opponent, cutting off the ring with surgical precision. Gene tries to create space with his jab, but Crawford's closing the distance, landing thudding body shots that echo through the arena. About halfway through the round, Crawford switches stances again and unleashes a vicious right hook that lands flush on Gene's jaw. Gene's legs wobble, and the crowd erupts. He doesn't go down, but you can tell that shot hurt. Crawford smells the finish now, and he's relentless, peppering Gene with combinations while slipping every counter. Gene's toughness is undeniable, he's still throwing punches, but Crawford's just too slick. The round ends with Crawford landing a brutal uppercut that has Gene staggering back to his corner. Ring Ruler Nation, tell me in the comments, how many of you thought Gene was going down right there? Round 5, and Crawford's in his bag. He's dancing around Gene, switching stances, feinting, and making Gene look like he's stuck in quicksand. Gene's output is slowing, and you can see the fatigue setting in from those early body shots. Crawford's not letting up, though. He lands a double left hand, one to the body, one to the head, and Gene's starting to crumble. The crowd's chanting Bud, Bud, Bud. And it's like Crawford feeds off that energy. Late in the round, he catches Gene with a picture-perfect counter left that sends him stumbling into the ropes. Gene's still standing, but it's clear he's running out of answers. Crawford's not just winning, he's putting on a show for his hometown fans and everyone watching Ring Ruler right now. Fast forward to round 8, and it's all Crawford. Gene's heart is keeping him in the fight, but his body's not cooperating. Crawford's picking him apart with surgical precision, landing jabs, hooks, and uppercuts at will. Gene tries to clinch to slow the onslaught, but Crawford's too strong, pushing him off and landing a nasty body shot that makes Gene grimace. The referee's watching closely now, and you can feel the end is near. Crawford's not rushing, though, he's enjoying this, breaking Gene down systematically. A quick 1-2 combination snaps Gene's head back, and the crowd's on its feet. Ring Ruler fans, this is why we call Crawford one of the best in the game, pure domination. Round 10, and it's time for the grand finale. Crawford's in complete control, and Gene's running on fumes. Early in the round, Crawford lands a thunderous right hook that sends Gene crashing to the canvas. The crowd loses it, and here at Ring Ruler, we're screaming too. Gene beats the count, but his legs are gone. Crawford moves in like a shuck, unloading a barrage of punches, lefts, rights, body, head. Gene's trying to cover up, but it's no use. A devastating uppercut lands clean, and Gene hits the deck again. The referee's seen enough, he waves it off. Terence Crawford wins by TKO in round 10, retaining his WBO junior welterweight title in spectacular fashion. The Omaha crowd is going wild, and we're right there with them, celebrating an absolute masterclass from one of boxing's all-time greats. What makes this fight so special? It's not just the knockout, it's how Crawford did it. The stance switches, the ring generalship, the way he broke Gene down mentally and physically. This was Terence Crawford announcing to the world that he's not just a champion, he's a problem for anyone at 140 pounds and beyond. Diary Gene came in with heart and a game plan, but he ran into a buzzsaw. This fight showed why Crawford's considered one of the most complete boxers of his generation: speed, power, defense, and an IQ that's off the charts. So, Ring Ruler fans, what did you think of this beatdown? Was this Crawford's best performance at 140 pounds, or does another fight take the cake? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get that debate going. And here's the challenge I promised: if you think you've got what it takes to break down fights like we do here at Ring Ruler, film your own 30-second analysis of this fight and tag us on social media with hashtag #RingRulerChallenge. We'll feature the best ones in our next video. Oh, and if you're new here, smash that subscribe button and join the Ring Ruler family. We're breaking down the biggest fights every single week. Hit the bell so you never miss an upload, and check out our playlist on Terence Crawford's greatest hits for more action like this. Until next time, keep your hands up and your chin down. This is Ring Ruler, signing off.